climate change issue has now been around for probably about 25, 30 years. And the first main chunk of that time was what I call the issue identification phase. It was the scientists coming forward to the general society and showing and explaining that global climate change was the major environmental issue of our time, and because it's at the planetary scale. The phase that we're now in, I think, is what I call the solution phase. Not that we have found all the solutions yet to climate change, it's so challenging, but that the major focus of activity around climate change is testing, exploring, inventing solutions on both mitigation, reducing the atmospheric concentration of greenhouse gases, and adapting to the climate changes that we are not able to prevent. So in the solution phase, what we're finding is that cities are becoming the first responders to climate change. Cities are responsible for at least 40% of the greenhouse gas emissions globally. Cities are hubs of economic activity, which economic activity is associated with burning of fossil fuels. At the same time, cities are very vulnerable to climate change impacts, again for a couple of reasons. One is that many cities are located on coasts, and sea level rise and enhanced flooding from the sea level rise is increasing risks of coastal flooding in urban areas tremendously. At the same time, cities are places where high density of people live and are already suffering from urban heat island and exacerbated air pollution. So for all these reasons, city decision makers are coming forward and saying we are going to adapt, we are going to begin to respond to climate change, both on the mitigation side and on the adaptation side. In our discussions today, I think we came up with some good ideas to have first of all, have the information on climate change be as accessible as possible. So we tend to be having these long reports and too TMI, too much information. We need to distill that down and really with guidance for the smaller cities and mid-sized cities to take on board. But also to encourage all cities to get with folks from MSU or their local colleges and engage students as well to begin to work together on climate change issues. At a place like MSU, which has been leading in crop extension and ag extension, then the idea of expanding that beyond agriculture to climate change solutions for not only urban issues but also ecosystem issues, water resource issues, invasive species issues, many issues are climate related, and the university folks can play a very important role.